Sketch the graph of y equals 3 cosine of 2x plus pi over 3 minus 1. I'm going to start by identifying a, b, c, and d. A is 3, b is 2, c is negative pi over 3. This is the tricky thing, because remember that it's bx minus c. And then d is negative 1, the thing out here. From those, we can get all of our different key features. We'll start with the amplitude. We have the amplitude is the absolute value of a, so our amplitude is 3. The midline is y equals d, so y equals negative 1. From that, we can get our maximum and minimum. So our max is the midline plus the amplitude, so negative 1 plus 3, which is 2. Our minimum is the midline minus the amplitude, negative 1 minus 3, which is negative 4. The period is 2 pi over the absolute value of b, which in this case is 2. So our period is pi. And our phase shift, which we can think of as the x value of the starting point, is c over b. So negative pi over 3 over 2, which is negative pi over 6. And now we just need to start graphing some things. So we'll start by graphing our starting point. Our x-coordinate of the starting point is negative pi over 6. I'm just going to let each square here be a pi over 6. I think that will be enough for us. So this will be negative pi over 6. This is a cosine function, so for a cosine, our starting point is at a maximum or a minimum. That's determined by by a. If a is positive, we start at a maximum. If it's negative, we'll start at a minimum. So this is positive. We're going to start at a maximum. So our maximum is up at 2. I will go ahead and go up. Let each box here be B1, so that's up at 2. And that's going to be our maximum. Our minimum, of course, is down at negative 4, so we're going to need that down there. Just go and label that. So there's our starting point at a maximum, and then we can get our ending point by simply moving our period. Now our period is pi, and so since each square is pi over 6, we're going to need 6 of those squares. So from the starting we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We just get to the very end here. That's going to be our ending point. And halfway between those, which would be pi over 3, is going to be a minimum. And so we come down to our minimum, which is at negative 4. Now our midline is at y equals negative 1. We can kind of draw that as a dashed line if you want to use it. And of course, we're gonna hit the midline halfway between the maximum and the minimum. So you could mark that point if you want as well. I don't usually do it. I just kind of eyeball it from there. And then we can start to draw that cosine curve. And of course that is periodic. It just continues forever and ever. So there's a sketch of this function.